oh my gosh, it's different. Everything is different now. That's because I changed the camera angle. Because I've been trying to figure out what to do with the Switchwire. But you don't want to see my ugly mug, so I am going to instead move the camera right next to my face. Hello, I am Socket Wench, and this is the Socket Bench. We're going to be working on some more stuff today. So let's see here. I have already started all of that. I keep wondering if I should add a second camera, like keep this one, and then put the grab a different camera and put the bench cam up there. I only have 2 of these webcams anyways, and I have no idea if I overload the poor little system that I have here. The system that I built out of trash, literally trash. It was going to go into the dumpster, or it was going to be this. And I have one more thing I wanted to do. I wanted to check. I need to update the fundraiser amount. Where are we at anyways with the fundraiser? We are... Okay, that is totally not correct. That's way out of date now. Okay, we are at... Just a sec, let me fix the link, or as Trina would call it, the linkamadoodle. We did get at least 1 donation this month, which was actually nice. We are now at $341.71, which is still a long way to go to actually get it all paid off. Okay, anyways. We got some mail this week. Remember how I was complaining about my awful flux? Oh, guess what? Friend of the channel, Gut Bomb, sent me flux which doesn't suck anymore. So I should probably put that in the with all the other soldering stuff. Ooh, it even comes with temperature graphs and everything. That's fun. Okay, let's get that out of frame before everyone sees my address. I've also been working on the PCB vise. I think we finally got to a final version. So it uses captive nylocks instead of threaded inserts. I fixed the angle on it so it feels very smooth when you rotate it, and now these are flush. So one thing that I'd like to do is, because I am a perpetual cheapskate, because I have no money, is to recycle some parts before we get to the decade counter, which I'm pretty sure I destroyed. So let's take these apart. I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to get the nylock nuts out of that, but we'll figure it out. One thing that I had an idea for that might set back the Switchwire rebuild a little bit this week is one thing that I did with the Voron Zero build that I really liked. Oh, I don't have the stream window up. Just a sec. Just in case anyone's talking to me. Oh, people are talking to me. Oh no, I'm a terrible person. Hi, Trina. So this knob is not so bad. It's essentially the same as the other ones, but it was printed in the wrong orientation, and I want the bed surface texture on the top because it just looks nicer. So that goes in the bin. This jaw, you can actually see how it was printed with a really low res count. So it's kind of chunky here. Compare that to the new one. That is not the new one. This is the new one. See? Much smoother. So, also junk. Okay, this one needs to be disassembled too. But as I was saying, one thing that I really liked with the Voron Zero electronics bay build is I used DIN rails to mount all the electronics, which makes it surprisingly easy to pull the electronics out and replace them. Hi, Gut Bomb. I cannot pronounce the other person that's in here. Any rude HD something or rather. Oh man. I found a different camera angle that doesn't show my ugly face and also shows my hands. I'm sure that you will all be thankful that you are spared my terrible looking visage. Okay, this one has nylocks in it, so we should be able to pull those out. Like that. I do have another knob printing upstairs, but it's probably not finished yet, and then once it is finished, I'm going to have to clear the print bed manually and then pull off all the stuff. Come on. Oh, this one's a punk. This one doesn't want to come out at all. Okay, fine. Do it like that. I don't care. The only problem is that if I were to pull the other webcam off of my PC upstairs and use it in the streaming rig down here, there is actually, and even if it works just fine on here, there's no evidence to suggest that I won't miss it upstairs because I often like pointing my sleeping cat at it. So I'm not sure if I want to actually pull that camera off of its duty upstairs, and like heck, if I can afford another webcam right now. I suppose I could probably use my smartphone as a webcam. Oh, I don't have a metal tray for these. Just a sec. This is fine. We'll use this one instead. I overheated that one. And again, maybe this is actually a better camera angle because I can still use the microscope. Although if I use it right now, I'll probably risk crashing OBS again. We don't want that. I probably should have checked to make sure I had the noise canceling on the microphone. Ah, no. Also, I forgot to buy magnets. So for any wayward Gridfinity boxes that I have, we don't have any more of those. Are you still working on the Alienware system, Trina? Nope. Sometimes you can pull these out fairly easily and cleanly if you don't heat them too much. But I am not having that sort of a day today. I think these ones are M3s, are 3mm by 2. Let me check. Let me know if people like the new camera angle, because maybe I could keep it. 6mm by 2. Maybe I should point this further down. Ah, no. See, that's what I was talking about. You can sometimes heat these just enough to pull them out completely clean. You know, if I clamped this camera just at the edge of the bench, I don't think this magic arm is long enough for that, but maybe? Come on, that can't be that easy. Well, no, it's not gonna be, because it would need a right angle, and it would still need to be a little bit longer than this magic arm actually has in it. Besides, the nice thing is this one is actually on the tripod, so it's not connected. There we go. It's not connected to the bench, so I can slam the bench as much as I want, and the camera doesn't move. Finally. Also, I'm using that fancy tripod that I was gifted. It only took me like 2 years. Ah. It's nice when you can pull them out cleanly, because if you can pull them out cleanly, you don't have to dunk them in acetone afterwards to soak off all the excess ABS. So that's nice. And this is the working one, and this is an empty bench bagel, so there we go. Fairly comfortable little device. Okay, let's set that aside. We don't need this soldering iron anymore. Thank you, biggest fan. My biggest fan. On my biggest fan. I transed my biggest fan, by the way. Okay. So some hardware recovered, which is awfully nice. It kind of works. Like, yeah, it's not nearly as heavy as it could be. 6mm by 1.77mm. As long as they're disc magnets, that would work just fine, Gut Bomb. They should fit inside of the Gridfinity boxes that I print off. You know, that's not a terrible idea. How do I do that? I have never tried making anybody a mod before. How does one do the add? Oh, there's a button for it. Boop. Okay, you're a mod now, Trina. Okay, so you might remember our little fun decade counter, and the decade counter didn't want to work after a while. It stopped. And last time I checked, it is still stopped. It still doesn't want to work. You can see that it lights up, and even the buttons work. So I'm pretty sure that the counters actually work on this. You can see that it actually goes through the entire set, the entire lights. Let's put that into, I said put that into 24-hour mode. Yeah, see, all the lights work, and the counter circuit works. This one seems to work too. Now you might notice that it is not cycling, and I press a button on this one, and then this whole line just stops. So I'm not sure what's going on with that. I'm assuming that I broke it. because that's the kind of luck that I have. Oh, okay. Well, let's give that a try with our little friend, the portable oscilloscope. I could grab the big one, but I really should probably come up with a better way of organizing that so that it, I don't know, maybe lives over here or over here or something on some kind of like mini shelf. I don't know, put the soldering equipment on top of it, or maybe put the that on top of it instead. You know, because I know that some of you really love it when people peel off plastic. Okay. Plug that in channel 1. Do I even remember how to use a multimeter anymore? Because I'm not sure if I do. If I remember correctly, so what I'm really worried about here is the timing circuit. Like this ripple counter here is what worries me. Now that it's not that. Ooh, 111 magnets, excellent. How long has Socket Wench been streaming now that it is now tomorrow? It is now tomorrow? Okay, and if I remember correctly, let's go ahead and calibrate this. Yes, they even have a little calibration test points in here. You can imagine that. So we know that's working. Okay. I have no idea what to probe here, so I don't know. I should probably find a ground point is what I should do. Where would that even be on this circuit? Like, you know that it would come in through here, but I'm more curious about just poking around and seeing if maybe I can find something. I don't have a... It is a very handy little thing, I have to admit that too. Man, where would I even tap on this for negative power, for ground? Where would I do that? I'm gonna destroy this thing even more just doing this, I bet. Well, let's see here. So, let's see here. Do we want to risk bringing in the microscope and hoping that it doesn't like destroy everything? Wow, this thing almost came completely off the rails here. Wow, this is a good camera angle. Huh? Didn't expect that. Like the microscope stays out of the way too. Huh. Okay. Well, if I crash OBS, avenge my death. How's that? You hear me again? I made a terrible mistake. I think that my little wireless connector finally died. And I need to plug it in and charge it up. So does it sound any different compared to to the wireless? Does it sound any better, any worse, any quieter, any louder? I've been trying to A/B test this for a while, and I have no idea what's going on with it. Also, you don't really see what I'm seeing here, so let's see if I can put over here. Sounds about the same to me. Okay. Maybe I don't know. The only difference would probably be when I do this. When I turn on the... Yeah, see, you're probably getting a lot more noise now than you used to. Okay. Good A/B test. We will actually learn... Oh, we'll actually figure that one out. Alright, so... This pin should have a signal. And weirdly enough, it does. So... What? Hey, dude, you can't just do that to me. What? 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 It started working. I am so upset. It just started working. Okay, clearly there is a bad signal or a bad trace or something here that's doing this, because it was clearly not starting and now it's fine. And I don't know what I did. I'm trying to see if I can jiggle some of the parts around to kind of convince it to stop working. And I'm not doing it. It's not... Okay, well, I'm really confused now. I don't know why that stopped working, and I equally do not know why it started working. So dumb. Oh, it's so dumb. Why did that happen? What's weird is I can... Yeah, see, that actually has a... These aren't constant. I don't have it grounded because I don't know where the ground is on this poor board. So that's something else I need to figure out. Oh, well. Well, the thing is working, so I guess success? Ah, jeez. Ah, jeez. Ah, jeez. Why did it do that to me? I swear it was broken before, and now it's just working. I'm so upset. Well, good news. We know that we didn't destroy the crystal when we actually went and put this in the ultrasonic cleaner. So that's good. We didn't destroy it. I don't know why it stopped working. Does it have a startup condition problem? If I unplug it and then plug it back in, is it frozen again? Yes. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, that's very interesting. It just stops, and there's like no reason why it would be stuck like that. And then it starts working. Huh. Let's just leave this in the background and see if it starts doing stuff. I should use it to charge my microphone adapter, but oh well, we're not going to do that. Okay, let's move the microscope out of the way because the microscope's not going to help us here. And we're going to switch back to our bench cam. Yeah, it would make sense. Okay, so as I was saying, I was using this. I was watching an Adrian's digital basement yesterday where he has this multimeter, and he also had a really cute signal generator to go with it. Um, and I looked up what the signal generator was, and it's $200. I can't afford $200. Get out of town. $200 is a lot of grocery money. You can tell because I'm actually still running my fundraiser. See, it's right down there. Please share the link around if you can. Oh, this belongs with them. Oh, with the oscilloscope. In you go. Okay. So the Switchwire. Last when we left the Switchwire, we were working on the electronics bay. And we were trying to get... Oh, this thing's heavy. Oh, I should not one-hand that. Oh. Oh, this thing is so big. Just eats up the entire workbench. Okay, let's see if I can arrange it so that you can see the electronics bay, which is what the entire point of changing my camera angle and everything was supposed to be about anyways. Let's try not destroying everything else on my bench or the printer. Well, that kind of works. You can actually kind of see the electronics bay now. I wonder if I can adjust this up for you. There we go. Now you know the seething underbelly of the Voron Switchwire. All of this nonsense. Believe it or not, this was worse. Okay, so we have the display adapter up here, and this is one of the... What is that? Why does this have... is this one of the NeoPixels? I think it is one of the... I think this must be the NeoPixel line because it's stealing one pin from here, which looks like data. So this is probably the NeoPixel line. Oh, I wish I had one of those heat shrink tube label makers. I don't have that. Okay, this is the HDMI loop. This is the case fan loop. This is something that we want to remove. What I really want to do is get rid of this thing. This clipper expander, I want to get rid of it so that I can simplify the wiring in here. And another thing I'd like to do is I would like to use DIN rails to mount the electronics. And now that I look at it, I'm not sure if that's a good idea or utter folly because Well, one, the central area only doesn't have 2 mount points for it. In here we do, which it might be fine to mount DIN rails in here, but that's going to be a little tricky. And it also might not be worth it, considering that these other mounts that are just go into the regular 2040 extrusions of the frame are just fine. So maybe we don't need to do that. What is this? Where does this come from? This is... I bet this is another fan. That's a fan. And that's a fan. Okay, so this is the case fan. We can actually disconnect that because there's a quick disconnect over here. These two are the Nevermore fans. So this one is one of the Nevermore fans, and that one has to go into the controller board or to a breakout box. Probably this breakout box, this Wago block here. So let's see here. We probably don't need to move this line, but we'll want to move this to one of these Wago blocks, and I think there's enough cable for that. What I'd like to do is remove this, which means that this central line here that also has the HDMI cable needs to be opened up. This cable sleeve now becomes superfluous, so that can go away. And then getting everything out of here is such a pain in the butt, because look how little space I have in here. Ugh. Also, let's see here. This is the Nighthawk adapter, and it uses USB-C, not micro. I might be able to repurpose that cable later. Like, that's about around here is where I was thinking of putting it, here or here. I can't put it here because that's where where the power supply is mounted. So it would have to be over here, I think, and then mounted into here. And that's convenient because this line way the heck up here is the umbilical. And now that we have the bench, the whole printer on its side, we should be able to slide that sucker right through. And there we go. And yeah, there's so much cable room in here. I don't think I'm going to bother cutting this to length, because have you ever repinned a microfit Molex? It's not bad, but this one also has a shield on it. I repinned this for the Voron Zero, and it sucked because of the shield. So I think I might not do that. I think I might want to just mount this little board way the heck down here and use this cable tie here to just deal with the excess loop. That would probably be easier. And that's right next to the power distribution block too, so that's not so bad. In fact, I think this is the power line from that block. Is it? Yeah, I think it is. I think this actually comes into power this. So this would go to here, and if we mount it here, then that would be fine. Then we just have to put a USB-C on the end of this one and trim it up, and we should be good to go. All right, this is the NeoPixel line, and for reasons that I have no idea why I did this, the NeoPixel line is here instead of like way the heck over somewhere else. Plug that. That's a fan line. Let's undo that. Oh, really? Those are actually Phillips. That's fun. Okay. Didn't expect that. Will you fit? Yes. Oh, hey. I found one of the idlers I need to send to Gut Bomb. Is there another one hiding in here? Yes, there is. Oh, look, I found a third one. I just have parts all over the place. Okay, so 3 of those idlers. Okay, this is the other Nevermore line. This was the case fan line. And I bet this is the other Nevermore. And that's way too short to reach that block, so I'm probably going to have to rewire that too. When in doubt, just remove it, because we're probably going to have to do cable routing all over again on this printer. I don't want to lose these little clips though. These little clips are handy. And I have printed off a bunch of them for this printer. Well, that stinks about the DIN rail, because I spent $6 on buying more DIN rails and now I can't use them. Darn it, I knew I should have looked at this before buying anything. Now I won't have those $6 to buy other stuff later, like groceries. There we go, 1 clipper expander. And this is the 24 volts. This is the other Nevermore. Okay. I bet I can, yep, I can reach over and grab that. Now the question is how to get this in there. Right there is probably the logical place to put it. It's just really tight. Not impossible, just really, really uncomfortable. Yep. I bet these use the same kind of M4s, M5s, whatever the hell these are. Yeah, okay. Oh, you're gonna slide all over the place, aren't you? Oh no. There, you saw my head. Happy now? Oh, there's already like two other sliding nuts in there. What the? I must have removed something else from there and completely forgot that I did that. You don't need groceries when you have rails. Trina logic. Put that on a t-shirt. Oh, that is such a crunchy angle to work from. Oh, you can see why I wanted to do this with DIN rails. But nope, there's no room in here for that. No. Oh no, I lost it. Just think of the pizza and chocolate chip cookies you're going to make tonight for dinner, Tess. It'll all be okay. Okay, we need a bit more light in there. Do I have a... Where? Oh, there you are. Oh my gosh. That is so awkward. That's as awkward as I am. Okay, almost. Almost. Ah, darn it. Oh. I'm gonna be swearing an awful lot with this one, aren't I? Damn you, Sir Isaac Newton. Wait, did I get it? Did I get it? Can I still tighten that other bolt that's way the heck up here? Oh my gosh. Yes, I can, just barely. Okay, I think we got it. We actually got this in there. Oh man, that's just rough. That is so rough. Doesn't feel like there's enough light here. I wonder if I can do something about that. Yes, 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 that's my arm. Endure it for the moment, please. I know it is terrible. Okay. Let's bolt this to the camera, then move that over with that magic arm that I wasn't using for anything earlier. And well, that kind of blows the camera out, but I wonder if I can change the angle so that you don't see it, but oh, there is no good place for that, is there? I guess right there is where it's gonna go because I don't know where else to put it. This one's supposed to have a different color modes, and I can't quite get it to do that. I can make it brighter. How did I do that before? Is it a long press? No, it's not that, and it's not that either. Okay, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with that. Fine. Anyways, we can now wire up the Nighthawk power using the existing line directly from the 24 volts from the power supply. Almost as if the universe intended for this to be how it was always done. Come on. There we go. Okay, and then in theory, what we want to do is take this and loop it around a few times so that it's relatively clean. And then plug it in to there. Looks like it's one of these. So let's try this at an angle and wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. And I think we got it. All right, zip ties. Do I have any? Yes, here they are. You know what? This light is not working for me. It's too bright. Too bright and too cool of a light. I need something that's a little bit less. I suppose I could pull the other nicer light and relegate this one more to a work light, because this one is definitely much more of a work light. Oh, I got it all tangled up. I made a mistake. Oh man, that is all twisted. Okay. Come on. Thank you. All right, let's get all of those kinks and twists out of there. Everyone, please go ahead and leave the requisite comments for that statement. I know that you want to. All of you talking about your kinks and twists. Okay. Yes, I probably should shorten this. No, I'm actually not going to do that. Sounds like my housemate just dropped her phone on the bathroom floor. How about that? Or something like that. It's almost like it's just slightly not enough cable. Just slightly not enough cable. Or maybe like that. That might be okay. Okay. You, what are you anyways? You go under the power supply. What the heck are you? The heck are you? You're like a 3-line conductor and you go under the power supply. What the heck? Or did you just get caught under there while I'm working on stuff? That should be the NeoPixel line, shouldn't it? What is this? Okay, first of all, let's not get too distracted. Let's go ahead and zip tie this Nighthawk line down. There we go. See? Cable's routed. Isn't that nice? What is this line? It looks like... Okay, that's a motor line. Oh, I bet you are the NeoPixel line. Yeah, you're one of them. Okay. So, how come you're going off to Never Never Land underneath my power supply somewhere? Oh, I bet I know what this is. I bet this is part of the continuous loop that goes from this one LED line to another LED line. And I pulled that one out, and I don't know what... Darn it. And I don't know what I did with it after that. Oh. It's right here. Okay. That's what that is. Oh. Crap. I'm just knocking over everything right now. Okay. So now we have this problem. This comes from the Pi 3 and has to go into here, but in order to go into there, we have to replace this with a USB-C. There's two different ways I can do that. I can cheat and actually grab a USB micro to USB-C adapter and just plug it in. Or I could do the right thing and pull this cable out and actually get this so that we can actually use it. And I did not leave any room in there at all. Wow. That is just a nightmare in there. There we go. Someone beeped me. Who beeped me? So there's that cable that goes to here. This one goes to the controller. One of these goes to, yeah, this one right here goes to the USB pass-through, which we're going to have to sacrifice, I think. Oh dear. There's not a lot of room in there for that, is there? Oh my goodness. Like, I can get this cable out of the way somewhat. Cursed USB cables. The controller board, though, is a bought cable, and it's a right angle, so it's actually sticking up out of the way and into the other port. Try to move that to another port. There we go. Never thought you'd need tweezers to put USB into a port, but you haven't worked on printers yet until you have. Okay. Well, that's in there now. Cool. Oh, wow. Okay. What is the next thing to try to do here? Well, what would be nice is to just recycle this cable and turn this into a nicer USB-C cable that we can route to this port from here. And we still haven't mounted the Nighthawk, because I still don't know where I'm going to mount the Nighthawk yet. I said I was going to think about that, and I lied. I never got around to it. Also, let's see here. Those are Z-axis end stops. That's the NeoPixel header. I think the fan headers, this is fan 1, fan 0. So ideally what we'd like to do is take this case fan Molex connector and just wire it to that there. But there's a problem with that, which is it's way too dang short. So we have a Molex connector, but it's got ferrules. So we just change that to a JST and we're good to go. All right, so it looks like we're about to the cable making part of this nonsense. Oh, that's gonna be fun. Oh my gosh. Ah! Oh dear. Oh dear. It's a disaster. It's a disaster. Okay, this is one of the Nevermores. That's right. I don't have labels on any of these, and I feel so bad for that. Can you tell this was like my third printer build? Okay, so we need... Let's start with the little JST adapter for the case fan. For the Nevermores, my thought is we have... You can't really see it very well, but there's fan 01 right here, and fan 01 can go to this Wago block, break that out, and then we can just run the Nevermores into this Wago block. So there's one and one of these. This one, unfortunately, which is way too short. So I think I'll have to make a new one of those, or splice it. And as we've established previously, I hate cable splices. I hate them. All right, I guess we're going to have to get the printer off the workbench to do the next part. Oh man. Also, let's check on our clock. Guess what? It's still dead. It's still not doing anything. I don't know what I did. I don't know why it started working. That's so frustrating. Body, right now it was a bad idea to remind me that all I had was soup for lunch. Yes, I know that was probably not enough. We don't have a lot of money right now. Ah. Oh, she's a big girl. Oh, she's a big girl. Oh, there we go. Oh. While I'm up, let's replace this light with a different light. This light, which is a lot nicer. There we go. That's almost too bright now. All right, so we have to take one of these cables and turn it into a JST splitter. Okay, both of these are sockets. Okay, this is not working, so we're gonna take that out because I desperately need that USB plug to plug in my poor microphone adapter since it is also dead. And we want to make a cable loop for a JST2. Do I have... Here are the JST pins. I need a JST2 housing. Do I have any floating around up here? Or do I have to go digging in the back? Anything? You can tell how much of a nerd I am. Metric and imperial. Oh, there they are. Okay, So there's those. Set those aside, set those aside. And we need some clippers. I'm going to clip one of these. Are these the same polarity, by the way? Yes, well, that's handy. Okay, so we don't care which one is which. They're all the same. You can tell I'm a nerd, particularly in America, because I have both metric and imperial tape measures. Because really, screw imperial. Imperial sucks. Okay. Alright, we're going to try changing the camera again. Please don't crash. Please don't crash. Well, it didn't crash, but now it doesn't have the microscope open at all. Let's see if I can convince it to do that again. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Yes, but we definitely actually need it to be 30 frames a second, not 60. Thank you very much. Okay. I'm still here. You can still hear me and everything. Okay. So let's see here. We want this to be roughly about that long. It doesn't need to be very long, and we don't want to overdo it. So let's do it there. There we go. Strippers. Where are those? Where do those go? There they are. Another beep. Who's beeping me? Okay, that's actually my email. Okay. What project is that has that on there? Why am I on this Drupal.org ticket? Oh, it's for the examples project. Yeah, okay, that one. Okay. Everybody's favorite task in my shop, making cables. We love making cables here. Okay, these should be XH, not PH, because PH connectors are nightmarish. They're awful, and they are not fun to work with because they're so tiny. I am fond of tiny things, but oh man, PH connectors, those are not fun. I hope people have some good plans for this weekend. I don't. Oh, that one's great. Look at that. Right around the insulation. And also nice and clean. I didn't destroy the head at all. Also, I need to redo my nails and use some moisturizer. Lovely. I'm hoping that tonight I'll have the TV room to myself long enough to watch In the Mouth of Madness, starring Sam Neill. Because I heard that it was a really good role for him, and people really liked him in it. And I have never seen it, and every other film I've seen Sam Neill in has not impressed me. And I think that it might just be a me problem, and that I need to actually go and watch a film where he actually was finally let off the hook instead of playing confused dad. Because he plays confused dad in a lot of films. I need the pinout for an SKR Pico. No, not an SKR Pico. This is an SKR Mini E3 V3. That's right. Or is it a V2? It's a V2. I bet it's a V2, not a V3. Yeah, it's a V2. Of course it is a V2. Alright, so we need to find the pinout next. Pinout. Here we go. Straight from the Voron documentation, because of course it is. Just give me the pinout graphic, you silly. I need to see where it is so I can know what the polarity is. Okay. So, the polarity says that for fan 0 and fan 1, for this orientation of the shroud, we want positive on this side and negative on that side. Come on. Thank you. And one more. Oh, come on. There we go. All right, now this length of cable is so short, we could just leave it at that. But what fun is that? Let's go nuts. Let's go get the whole cable shroud kit. That is electrical connectors. That box shouldn't even be on the floor. Oh, wow. And shrouds. Where do I have my cable shrouds? Cable sleeves right in front of me. There we are. Okay. Cable sleeves and let's see here. How long does this need to be? About that long. Every hobbyist electronics nerd is horrified. You're using the good side cutters for that? Like, you should know well by this point, watching my channel, that there are no good anything in my shop. Everything is junk. Everything is junk here, because nothing is good here. Everything is made out of trash because that's what I could afford. I could afford trash. Remember one of the last streams where we made that impossibly long cable sleeve and we fought with it for like an hour and a half? Absolutely gripping YouTube. Just gripping. Everyone loved that. No one loved that. It makes these little ones comparatively easy. I do believe I have my heat gun up way too hot. Because I'm literally melting the cable sleeve there, which is not what I wanted to do. Alright, one adapter. That's for the control fan. And then we want to deal with this nonsense and turn this into a USB-C line. But before we do that, we could take this adapter that we know I'm not going to really change and turn this into a nicer adapter. What was that ended up on the floor? My desk is, my bench is still a mess. If you haven't guessed by now. Okay, we need another section of cable sleeve. I wonder if I should turn the microscope off because this part's not very easy to see. Also, I don't see what your chat is anymore because I have a screen open. Back to the chat. No new messages. Okay. Can I even get cable sleeving over this? No! I can't. I can barely fit that. There's a new message. Okay. Well, shoot. Do I want to bother cable sleeving this if I can't? You know what? Let's have fun. Let's just go for it anyways because it would look nicer. I really don't like this style with all of the little zip tie heads on it. It's so clumsy. Whereas if I can get a nicer style on this. Oh. Okay. Breathe. Let's get the cable in there. Oh boy. Okay, now the problem is we'd have to slide this cable sleeve over this, and yeah, that just does not seem like it's gonna work. And I don't think I have any larger cable sleeve. So our choices then become we desolder this just because we can to put on some much nicer cable sleeving. Or I say that it's fine the way that it is. Well, I'm already in for it, so I don't want to stop. I'll probably regret that, though, because unsoldering this is going to just be thankless. unsoldering and resoldering this will be thankless. I suppose if I had bigger cable sleeves, I could probably just do that, but I don't have any. Okay. Let's see here. Try using the OmniFixo for that. Change the tip on the soldering iron to, let's see here, maybe, is it this one? That looks like the right one. Why is it that I have my soldering station way on the outside of the bench? Seems like a bad plan. I can't see it over all the other junk. I should maybe move that. And I had a pair of tweezers up here somewhere, didn't I? There they are. Something about platypuses. Thanks, guys. Okay, let's try this one because it's right there on the middle. Come on. Thank you. Oh, why is this one not wanting to come out? What am I doing wrong here? Is this thing even warm? Is it doing that weird thing again that it sometimes does, where it just doesn't want to actually heat up all the way for reasons I don't understand why? Like, this shouldn't be this complicated. See? Okay. Then what we want to do is get our cable sleeving over this. And then we probably want to try to get this cleaned up with some new solder. There we go. Yeah, that's going to be a fun problem, isn't that? All right, then. We'll do it at a bit more of an angle like we did, like I was thinking originally, because why not? Oh, I do not like that. That looks cross-wired. Okay. Come on. Come on. That looks even worse than it did before. You know what? No, we're not going to reuse that. We're not going to reuse that. We're going to do that a different way. We're going to redo it, each one. Because I can. The Omnifixo just keeps sliding all over the bench today. I wonder why that is. Oh man, this one is just twisting and dancing all over the place. That is definitely not the right angle for that. Oh, this is the wrong tweezers for that, really is the problem. What I need are these little right angle tweezers. But I lost my good pair of them and I don't know what happened to them. I heard them fall off the bench and then they vanished. Because of course that's the way of it. And I just can't get the angle on that to save my life today. There we go. Yeesh. Green is next. Maybe I'm getting tired. Maybe that's the problem. I've been going for a while. Also, these tweezers suck. Gosh. Let's take the perfectly good cable we don't need to modify and let's completely redo it, because that'll just be fun. Things said by the completely deranged. Oh, that's not gonna work. There we go. That should work. There we go. Alright. Nestle those underneath that adapter. Looks fine. And that's when I realized I should have made a really long cable, long bit of sleeve for this. And I didn't do it. So we're gonna have to cheat a little bit. That's okay. Let's do it like that. There we go. No one shall know. It'll be fine. Turn the soldering iron off. I might have turned the temperature down too far on this now, but now it's just at a nice lazy pace that I can heat this up and get it all shrunk. There we go. Doesn't that look a lot nicer? And for this end, we're just not going to worry about that. Because one of these ends has to get in at a right angle, and I think that I'll need the flexibility, so I'm just not going to bother. Come on. A little bit more. A little bit more. There we go. That's a lot nicer looking. There we go. Nice over-molded style cable. Squeeze all that together. Kind of make a 4-conductor mesh. Only burn your fingers slightly while doing it. There we go. Alright. 2 more cables done. And did we have to do another one? Yes, we have to do this guy. Yeah, this guy. So, as we have learned before, what we should do is, wow, that is just a nightmare. Just, what was I thinking? Oh, that's awful. Okay. Come to Socket Winch's channel. Watch her regret everything in real time. There we go. Yeah, this one's definitely meant to be like kind of a right angle like thing. Well, we'll try to preserve that. Let's clip off. Okay. And we want to make a nice long overmolded section for the back, and then a much shorter one for the USB-C connector. Maybe not that short, but maybe it will be fine. And then I need to go and get my USB-C cable making kit, because we have to actually get the appropriate connector. So I need to go get that. Okay. USB cable making. There you are. I wonder if I can risk switching the camera back. Let's try the bed. Okay. I still have sound too. Cool. Alright, let's check our new little USB-C cable thingy. I'm not sure if I can reach that. That's because this is just a pass-through. That's okay. You know what? I'm pretty sure that's fine. And if it's not fine, we'll find out later. We need a USB plug. That's a micro. What are you? You are a socket. You also look like a socket. You don't. You look like... No, you are also a socket, aren't you? Yeah, that also looks like a socket. Oh, don't tell me I don't have any more. That's a socket. Oh no. That... Oh, no, no, no. I think I have one. Yes, I have one. Oh, jeez. Of course. Of course, I only have one left. Why would I have more than one left? Ah, jeez. Okay, well, if I only have one, I only have one. I need to find the adapter board that's also hiding in here somewhere. Wait. Ari, no, come back here. I see you. There you are. One adapter board. Okay. And then I can clip off this end. Toss that back in the box of USB stuff because, hey, it's not bad. We can reuse it later. Right? Okay, and the fun part about this is that soldering this is really fun because this is a very, very small... Oh, that is totally the wrong inputs. And the microscope goes away. Of course it does. Why does it do that? That is so... That is not cash money of it. Whatever the kids say. I don't know. I'm already by default cringe, so I am far beyond your social mores. I can say what I want because I'm already cringe by default. So as you can see, we have ground, D plus, D minus, and V, and we have ground, D plus, D minus, and 5 volts. So if we wire this up correctly, is this hot enough yet? I bet it isn't. Almost. Yes, I know. It's not a USB. It's not a USB 3 cable, but most printers don't need USB 3. Come on, you jerk. Come on. Get on there. There we go. Cool. Now it should just be a matter of clipping off the ends and soldering those up. I almost think that this might be almost color-coded, but probably not. And for this connector, we need a really, really stubby little end. As you can see, all of these have to be really stubby. Am I still too quiet? I mean, this microphone only goes up this loud. I don't know why changing it also doesn't help. Yeah, it's already maxed out there. Unless I want to, like, amplify it or something. You are pretty quiet. Yeah, I figured. What can I do about that? Can I do anything with that? Or am I just doomed to be soft-spoken forever? I can try artificially jumping it in OBS. Does that tell me when it's good? Is it good there? Is it good there? Yeah, I'm not sure why that other source is quite loud. I think it might have been picking up the other microphone, which is not as good as this one. I can make it louder. It's not really changing. I suck at this. The universe made me a blogger for a reason. I should stick to that. Okay, that might be a bit too stubby. Is that too stubby? Not really. Oh dear. It feels too stubby, though. Okay, let's see if I can get some solder on the end of these poor things. That's not a bad idea, Gut Bomb. I probably should do that because I don't like the sound of my voice that much either. I don't like how I look. I don't like how I don't like my face. I don't like the sound of my voice. Universe only knows why I am even streaming. Yeah, some other time. Yeah, that was obvious to me, actually. I figured it was going to be some other time. I got that. Okay, and I think we need to beep that out before I actually... Well, let's... Did I already put the... No, I didn't. There's one piece, there's the other piece. I wonder if I should try doing a through hole one on this, so... Because it's tricky. This is literally at a right angle, and it's not really a good angle for it. Like, a normal way to do this would probably be to take one of these and notch out. I did this before. It's a silly way of doing it, but it does kind of sometimes work. So you notch out a section. And then you plan how that's supposed to go through. And you route the cables through it. And then that gets you that, which doesn't look like much. But then it just occurred to me, what if I were to do this in two parts? Also, thread through this to kind of jury-rig a right angle. Probably won't work, but it's an interesting idea. The other idea would be to do it like that, which looks like it would work, but I haven't a clue if it actually will. And either way, that's still not getting me to test if we have the correct polarity on these things. Where are all my multimeters? Where did they all go? They all vanished. I can't blame them. I would leave me too. Alright, are you going to behave today? Because you didn't want to earlier. Alright, I bet red is 5 volts and black is ground. And D positive is probably going to be yellow. And D negative is green. Yep, that's what I thought. Okay, cool. Well, right now, toxic plutonium, I am trying to build I'm trying to make a nicer right angle cable, and that's going to be hooked into a Nighthawk 3D printer hot end PCB. So, I'm trying to make the cable look nicer, even though no one will ever see it. Because that's just the kind of fool I am. I just like making the cables look nice. All right. Are we ready to fight the cables once more? I guess I don't need the soldering. No, I do need the soldering iron still. Okay. Time to fight the cables once more. My old nemesis. Ah, Kirk, my old friend. Do you know the Klingon proverb that tells us that revenge is a dish best served cold? It's very cold in space. This is always a fight to get these cables, these sleeves onto these things. Come on. Come on. And the longer they are, the harder it is to fight them in there. Oh no. Don't do that, Trina. No. My voice is terrible and I know it. Come on, you silly thing. I have a tool that helps me here. Where did I put that tool? Nope, nope, nope. There you are. It's risky to actually cut that, though. Come on. Okay, well, it's mostly in there, even though it looks like butt. Go over the other direction. That should get us to get it all the way around. Then with a little bit of massaging, it can actually not look too bad. All right. Cool. So then this piece goes on like that. This is going to be really fun. I think we'll do that in 2 stages. I think what I'll do is let's heat shrink on the end here. And that little nubbin just ends up being like that. Squish it together real quick. Get that to seal up on that end. I'll let that cool down in a second. and then we trim it. And then we take this other piece, carefully put it over both of these nonsense things, because this is going to be ridiculous. Oh, this is going to be a disaster. This won't possibly work. Well, actually, if I actually try shoving it over and heating it up at the end here to kind of make a fixed point, and then get that sealed on, then it should just be a matter of squeezing the rest of it all the way over and making that seal relatively nice. No, you don't. No, you don't. You're not doing that. This is gonna look like butt when I'm done, isn't it? It's gonna look absolutely awful, and it's gonna be my fault. And I'm gonna be like, why'd I do that? That was terrible. Everyone knew that was a terrible idea. Why did you do it? Now, this side looks like absolute butt. However, I think that might do the job, though. Okay. Well, we'll stick with that. I guess that's a relatively effective right angle adapter. Alright, well, we'll take it. Alright, that means that we need to put this back into the jig and solder this all up. Now, fortunately, it should be fairly easy to figure out how all of those are done. Okay. Black is ground, so we're going to do ground first. Tweezers, tweezers. There we go. Oh, and I just realized I didn't put another piece of heat shrink over this, but for USB-C it doesn't matter that much. Okay, and yellow was D positive, so let's grab that. And for some reason, that line is feeling shorter than the other ones for reasons I don't understand why. That just happens when you make some of these cables yourself. Come on. the wrong soldering tip for this, I think. Okay. Tamsin, why'd you do that to me? Now Tamsin does not get any cookies when I make cookies tonight. As a penance. And that one just looks like utter butt. I do not like the way that one looks. Why is that one such a jerk? So it feels... That's a bit better. There's a tiny little wire. See that? And why is everything except that fighting me today? All right. Let's get this mounted in the other one. And then we will start testing to make sure that there are no... Okay, so... Oh, these just do not want to stay still today. Okay, looks fine. Let's put it in the tester and find out. Tester says, good test. Okay, so we just need to add a section of heat shrink for this. Pretty lengthy section of heat shrink too. Wow. I misjudged the length of this this a lot by a lot. All right. Kind of use that as our benchmark, and then we'll heat shrink it around the end here. Okay, now that that's pretty well fixed in place, we can pull the cable out and we can go around the other end. How that is turning into a piece of abstract art for some reason. Okay, good test. All right, we have our new Nighthawk cable. Which means we should be able to stuff that into the printer and get that wired up. Okay, we should also switch back to our regular camera. Where's my mouse? No. I still haven't set up the macros yet. I said I was going to, and I lied. I said I was going to do it, and I lied. I lied. I'm also starting to run out of go, so we'll probably be wrapping up as soon as I get more of these parts in the printer. So let's get the printer on the bench. Requisite old person complaining here. Okay, so we have a few different cables here. We have, first of all, our case fan cable, which goes into here, and then this. This is way too long. Of course it is. That's ridiculous. Goes over here, and then there you go. And I don't know if I want to use that one just yet. Here is our Nighthawk line. That's going to go underneath here and into here. and then this somehow gets routed through all of this nonsense to go into there. Where's my tweezers with the... I don't seem to see them anymore. Okay, so, well, I see some forceps, so we'll be using forceps then, I guess, because that's what I can see. There we go. And that's wired up now. So all of the umbilical now is technically connected. That's great. All right, that just means that we still have the Nevermores, because we have this long one and then this shorty, and they both need to go to this WAGO connector. And there's still the question of whether or not I want to even use this cable, because there is an accelerometer that I was thinking about putting on the carriage. It means that I would lose one external debug port for the whole printer. That might not be a bad thing, though. I rarely have needed it, but what we're going to do is we'll just set that aside, and we'll find out if I need it later. Okay. Oh, the Nevermore fans. What are we going to do about that? This one makes sense because I have to route it all the way over here to this block and then make another adapter that goes from this block to this this input. But to get that far, this one's too short. Which begs the question about whether or not we want to keep this here in the first place. Because if we wanted to, we could just put it here, mounted on this rail here, and then this cable doesn't get changed, and this cable just gets shortened. And that's a lot easier. Let's try that. No reason why this WAGO connector has to be right here. It can be somewhere else. And this one, we can route underneath all this nonsense. Onto you, onto you. Oh, maybe I shouldn't do that. Because this cable, maybe I should route it back up to here. So give it probably about that much. Clip it off, discard the extra. And then I'd have to make another Ferrule to JST connector to go into here, and that should wire that up. Now, where did I put my Ferrules? That's the question that everybody asks. Where did I put my Ferrules? This fall on NBC. Come on. Come on. 1, 2. And there's some Ferrules. I need better storage for those. Oh, these need to be stripped down quite a bit more. for the best contact. Nope, even more than that. That's good. Okay. Nope. Oh, almost. A little bit more. There we go. Just like that. Okay. Here's my bag of cable routers. I'll start routing these all back. One, two, then we'll route it under these. Too tight over there. Let's grab that and massage that back through. There we go. And one more way up here past this cable. And there we go. That should be fairly well routed. Now we just need to make a little connector that takes the ferrules. Let's see here. We have this one, which already has ferrules on it. And we just need to put another JSD connector to here. And that should actually get us the fans for the Nevermores all wired up. And then we still have to deal with this nonsense. Because this is the NeoPixel line, and that's another JST connector. And why the hell did I put it in this giant ass cable wrap? Jeez, what was I thinking? I guess that's because that's the only cable wrap I had at the time. So I said, okay, I guess I'm using that. It's like, yeah, no, we shouldn't do that. So this needs to go to this connector way up here. Is that long enough? Yes. That's definitely long enough. We can even take advantage of the same cable ties that we just laid down. All right, well, let's clip this off. It's pretty obvious what the connectors are on this one. Positive, negative, and data, because, you know, it's a NeoPixel line. So, of course, it's positive, negative, and data. Okay, I can tell I'm getting tired if my fingers are getting that tired. Okay. So we need a JST connector on the end of this one, and we need a JST connector on the end of this one. Do I want to move the printer for that, or do I want to just suffer? I think here is pin headers. Where did I put the connectors? Connectors, hello. I put you somewhere. I know I did. Where though? Good question. Nope, nope. Oh, here we are. There they are. Yep, this is definitely what it's like to have your fingers in the guts of a printer. All right. Okay, I did turn off the soldering iron. Good. I was hoping that I wouldn't burn myself down. No, other one. There it is. Now you can see what this looks like without the magnification. Come on. Come on. Come on. There we go. Yeah, that'll do. Okay. I can see the marker saying that the positive is down, so I just need to make sure I get the polarity right when I move this around. I get it in the shroud. There we go. Okay. Plug goes like this. So positive goes in here, and negative goes in here, and this goes right here, and this goes underneath this cable, and into that Waggo block, and then this one goes into this Waggo block. And there you go. That fan should be connected now. So this one fan port should power both Nevermores at the same time. And now we just need to make the NeoPixel line, and I cannot read that. There's my light. And conveniently, it doesn't tell me. It doesn't give me the pinout on the board. Why would it do that? Like, that would have been useful and handy and stuff. Seriously, though, why wouldn't they give me that? It's because they're jerks. They're jerk butts. last day of July, and I cannot wait for it to be over because this July has sucked. It has sucked so hard. We didn't have any storms like we did in previous years, which was nice, but also the fact it's just been so gosh darn hot every day. Like higher than 90-degree, we get 90-degree days and another 90-degree day and another 90-degree day, and I'm just like, I am so tired. I am so tired of this. And of course we can't do anything about it because, well, we already know that the petrochemical companies won't let us do anything about it. And then there's the data centers. Why would they let us do things? Should have loomed that up earlier. I said I wasn't going to use this looming method, but with this printer, I can't really wrap every individual cable like I did on the Voron Zero, simply because there's a lot of them, and the sheathing is way too thick, and there's just not a lot of room to really make that more flexible here. So I'm just kind of saying the heck with it and doing it like this, because if I sheath this, we would have something this thick down here, and then we would also have another one over here for the Nevermore, and it's just a lot. Okay. I need a JST3 connector. Do I have one floating around on my bench somewhere, or do I have to go digging? I think I might have to go digging. Wait, what's that? What's that? Told ya. Yeah, that light is a blessing and a curse. Like, without it, there's just no good way of getting that set up. This camera it's limited. It can only do so much. I don't know what to do about that. Doesn't matter. Is anyone even really watching at this point? Where does the... Oh, I bet the... Yeah, okay. So wherever the carriage comes from this port here. So if I wanted to route that, it would be a USB-C cable that goes into that port to that for the accelerometer for the bed assembly. If I was going to do that. I haven't decided yet. We're getting to the end of this. So we have the Nighthawk in, we have the umbilical wired up, we're going to have the Nevermores wired up already, and After we're done with this, we'll have the NeoPixels wired in. So what does that really leave us? We have to figure out if we want to do that accelerometer mod or not. Oh, that was terrible. It's holding though, so okay. We'll live with it. Okay. Data line is the last one. Then we need to look up the pinout and then connect that up. There we go. Another terrible one, but it's holding, so good enough. All right, what's the pinout on that? SKR, mini Pico. I need to see what the pinout is. There's the NeoPixel line, and it's not telling me. Okay, there it is. So let's see here. The NeoPixel's arranged like that, and it looks like it's ground. What the heck? Why don't you want to fit? Ground data positive. That sounds right too. It's pretty typical for these. Ground data positive. And that just goes into this line here. And we can put in a few more zip ties to make that look a little nicer. I really wish I could do my cable sleeving in this, because I'm very proud of how that looks on these printers when I'm done with them, but it's so much work to get that right, and I don't think it would work with this one very well. And there we go, one NeoPixel line. So that's the NeoPixel return line. That's the Nighthawk breakout board. We have that wired in. We have the controller board wired in. We still have 2 USB ports. And we have the Nevermores wired in. So that's pretty good. To do more of this, we would have to figure out how to mount the Nighthawk, and if we want to put the accelerometer on the printer. And if we wanted to do the accelerometer, well, let's take a look at what that would look like. Because I think I have to do some designing. I don't remember if I have... Okay, let's stand up and do that. Okay, so like this Wago block adapter, I would have to find where I made this bracket and if I still have the STL for it, and basically make another one that holds on to the accelerometer that goes here. And now it occurs to me, I don't know where that accelerometer board went. Because last time I checked, it was on top of the printer, but now that was quite a while ago in a different orientation. So it's around here somewhere. I guess I'll find it. And if I don't, that will answer our question of whether or not we're going to do that. Because if I were to do that, the trick would be to route the cable around here into this cable harness, route the USB-C cable through the cable chain, and put it through into the electronics chamber, and then connect it up with USB-C onto the main board. And if that all worked, then we would have an accelerometer for here so that we could calibrate that. The Nighthawk already has an accelerometer, so it can calibrate that. And we should be able to get some pretty high speed out of this bed slinger for a bed slinger by having those two accelerometers. So that is the question. That's still hilarious that it dances. All right. Well, let's see here. Do I want to go and dig around for that or not? Or do I want to just stop and then dig around in my own time? I mean, it is almost 4 o'clock, which means it's about time for me to start working on things like dinner. Let's get this off of the bench first. And you'd think that I would have the accelerometer just kind of hanging out here somewhere, but I'm not finding it, and that is a little vexing by itself. Because I don't know what I did with it then. Oh. It's still in its box! What a cute little box. It's tiny. See? I love it. Okay, so it's still in its box. So that's good. That means that we can just take this and design up a board around it. I think that will be fine. Okay then. I think we're going to call that a stream. Thank you all for joining me and this new and interesting camera angle. Let me know in the comments. I will try to remember to enable comments. And let me know if that actually worked for this stream. And if it did, maybe I'll start using this more. If you missed the overhead, also let me know, because we can put the overhead back and I can figure out what to do if I need an extra Wi-Fi, an extra camera for work purposes. We'll see. All right. So thank you all for joining.